I'm going in for round 2. See, like, it wasn't even that bad. Come on now. But what the fuck? Now y'all see why I was procrastinating. Come on. 8,000 things. Like, come on. That's crazy.
But Tuesday's not for talking, and Wednesday's not for mocking. On Tuesdays, on Tuesdays,
What is up, y'all? We are doing a night video. I've never done a video at night where like I'm literally using minimal lighting, but fuck it, we're gonna try some new shit. So what is good, universe? Today we're talking about our biggest fears. And before I get deep into the grits of this conversation, I want you to comment down below your biggest fear and how you got over it as a person. Now, I have a long list of biggest fears. I mean, like, so my biggest fear is a bit long. Like, when I was younger, I used to be extremely afraid of the dark. I mean, I can remember going to bed and looking around and being like, bro, I'm not gonna fall asleep. And I feel like it gave me insomnia for years. Like, I used to just be up. And like, I don't know, I guess maybe, you know, me making up figures in my mind. And I feel like when I think about fears, I think that it's just a lack of understanding. It's a misunderstanding of the world around. And I feel like without understanding what you're going through, then it'll create this make-believe fantasy that kind of comes to life and makes it a reoccurring video in your mind that just creates a fear of possibilities that can happen, or it gives a certain feeling or a certain memory that can be from a trauma response. There's so many things that kind of dig deep into fear, but I feel like it's still my bitch. So I'm not afraid of fear. I eat fear for breakfast. Shit, I guess I ate fear last night. I took a fear last night and flushed it down the toilet. I'm just like that. So last year I had moved out of my nice ass 3-year apartment and, you know, was transitioning over into a new living style. So I was gonna live with somebody and, you know, pay to stay in a spot and kind of, you know, save up my money, start fresh. And it was all planned out perfectly until they became batshit crazy, which made me have to leave urgently. Like, I had to leave within that week. And I think they thought that it was like not that big of a deal, that I was gonna get over it, but I was already packing my shit. So I had to kind of find a quick way of living. And because of that, I had to move all my shit into a storage unit quickly. Like, I had to get that storage unit within a week, packed all my shit in there, an apartment worth of shit. And I was still kind of involved with a lot of college extravaganzas, college extracurriculars. Like, I was still involved. So I had a fashion show coming up. So I was like going to the storage unit to get my clothes and kind of, at this point, I'm living a homeless life. Because I'm like, trying to figure, that was a crazy time. I don't know how I did it. So I can remember one day, like, I think it was the day of the fashion show, I had a pair of black pants that they said I needed to wear for my outfit. Like, they were like, you needed to. And I knew I had the black pants 2 weeks prior prepared, but then when I had to move urgently, I packed up my shit quickly, put it in my car, put it in the storage unit. So when they told me that, I got to my storage unit, opened it up, and all my shit, keep in mind, was put nicely, but randomly. So like, my pants were all the way at the bottom of the unit. So I'm putting things out the unit piece by piece, and I get frustrated, and I guess moving quickly because the fashion show was that day. So I'm moving quickly, and I get my pants, I leave, and I didn't even. I looked at the time. I said, I gotta go. Packed my shit in there as quick as possible and left. So now, at this point, I'm bouncing like an hour to get to my job. My job was in that area by my storage unit where I was staying because I needed a fast place to live, was an hour from the storage unit. So after the fashion show, I go home, I go to my temporary home, and I end up, time is passing at this point. So I got the pants I needed. Now, once I found a new place I wanted to live at, I knew I had to go to the storage unit and, like, you know, start to get things piece by piece. Now, the day that I go and I start to go and like look through my storage unit and seeing how everything is going, when I leave, I realize I got bit by a spider twice. So like, I have 2 like bumps in my fingers that are growing like rapidly, and pus is coming out of it. So I'm like, this is disgusting. So now I'm kind of freaking out because I'm like, bro, like, I wasn't in that unit for what, like 2 weeks, and there's already spiders growing in that bitch. So I start putting off time before I go to check on it again. Like, time was passing by and I literally didn't go to check on it because I'm like, there's probably hella spiders in there. And now at this point I'm creating fantasy. Like, I'm creating this imaginary world of how many, like, all these spiders in the unit, and how I'm gonna get bit all over the place, and I'm putting off time to go and just clean it. Keep in mind, the more I'm procrastinating about it, the more spiders are accumulating. I'm in my brain, keep in mind. So now I'm stressed. So now I've done stressed myself to just insanity because I'm afraid that there's all these spiders that have accumulated in my storage unit. Now, this is how I think, getting over fear, because I feel like in this moment I realized I was getting over my fear of spiders that I didn't know that I had this bad. It could be because when I was a kid, my mom had got bit in the foot by a spider and she couldn't walk for like weeks, and I remember her like needing a cane, and she was saying how they put like a needle in her foot to get the venom out. Keep in mind, I don't know how accurate it was or what, but that shit fucking traumatized me. So now I'm picturing me having to go in the storage unit and clean it out and get bit by all these fucking spiders. And I came up with a plan. I feel like that's what you gotta do with fear. Is you gotta realize that you either gotta go through it or it's gonna keep ruling you. So I was like, okay, what can I do to stop stressing, get over, like, fuck this fear, and actually like do what I need to do? So I was like, okay, well, if spiders be biting, wear some gloves. Let me wear my coat. I wear a hat so I can protect my hair. I literally was geared the fuck up. When I tell you, I came so geared up, I was ready for war. I couldn't feel shit. I was sweating through all the shit I was wearing. When I tell you my hair was wet when I took that shit off, I came with a plan. I opened that storage unit. Not one fucking spider was in there. Probably like one or two. But I had raid on me. I had all these. I felt like I was so overprepared that I was honestly disappointed to realize that shit wasn't even there. I opened that shit up. 2 or 3 ran away. I was able to perfectly clean it up and leave. And it made me realize, like, I wasted all these weeks stressing when I could have cleaned this shit weeks ago. And, I might have still got bit if I didn't come that prepared. But like, hey, like, it would have been cleaned and it wouldn't have been as long of a process. And we don't realize how often we procrastinate our time, and then time keeps passing. I saw this video that was saying, like, don't keep putting shit off because you're the person putting it off. So when you go into the future, how do you know the future you is going to actually do what I'm future me right now? So how do I know that future me is gonna do anything if future me ain't doing it right now? Like, I feel like people don't realize that shit, bro. Like, I'm realizing, like, time is precious as fuck. So I just be doing shit. Sometimes I don't want to do it. I'm afraid of it. I say you can't listen to that. You have to literally realize that that's another thought. The same thought that thinks, like, let me not get up. You gotta get up. You just gotta, like, literally sometimes swallow your fucking mind and do it. Because then you'll start to get into that mindset of just doing it regardless. And I'm not trying to say do something that you're not comfortable with. Don't go over your comfort zone, but sometimes you got it, because comfort zone was what keeps us in a box and what keeps us full of fear. And fear is a mindset. It's a thought. There are people out here that study fucking spiders, that have spiders in their house, and they're so excited to see spiders. Like, they're like, oh my god, spiders. I had a fear of bees growing up for years. Like, and it's because, I got bit once when I was 5. My whole finger swelled up. I got bit in my sleep on my finger, and I got bit in my ass on my porch. On my ass. I was taking a video and I felt fucking burned. Then a bee falls off my ass cheek. Bro, that shit gonna give you a fucking trauma. You know what I'm saying? So I was afraid of bees for a minute, and then and then someone I know goes and gets bees, and now they have them in their backyard. And I'm over here learning about bees, and they're all surrounding me, and I didn't get bit once. Made me realize, oh man, like, fear is perspective. Fear is lack of understanding. You gotta let your fear turn into curiosity. Let your fear show you a reality of something that, like, if you went through it regardless, what would happen? You start realizing sometimes it's nothing. Sometimes it is as bad as you think, but at least you went through it. And at least it's an experience you can help somebody else learn from. And I'm living that kind of life now, where I kind of just do what I'm uncomfortable doing, getting out of my comfort zone all the time. Recording in the dark. Recording. There was a time in my life where I used to be afraid of this camera, and I had a camera for years. So it's like kind of doing what you don't want to do, because if you don't do it, you won't do it. This is your future self. Here, right now, is the fucking future. People don't realize the present, future, and the past are all simultaneously happening. Except the past is a memory. You're able to reflect on a present moment once it passes by, but it's continuously passing by. So act, don't wait, because waiting will become you'll become waiting's bitch, and it'll be dragging you around on a leash, and you'll have no neck because your neck will be so damn squished from being dragged around by waiting. You know, don't do that to yourself. And that's my advice for y'all. You know, listen, take my spider story as a reason for you to get up and get started on what you got to do. If it's scaring you, go into that shit head strong. Prepare yourself. Go watch some videos. Prep. See what's the worst thing that could happen. You know, when I did my acid trip, before I did that shit, I'd spent a whole day watching all these people's videos, hearing the craziest stories possible. So then when I did it, I mean, shit was fucking crazy. I was seeing fucking women and all the textures of the faces. It was crazy. It would have been scarier if I wasn't prepared, but because I knew this was going to happen, it was so fun to experience because I went into this excited. So fear became my bitch, and it didn't exist in the entire experience. And to this day, I only say great things about it, and I have nothing bad to say. And that's about a lot of my experiences, because even the bad, crazy shit be lessons, bro. You gotta realize that shit. Life is a lesson. LL, bro. Life's a lesson. There was a song I heard on Pretty Little Liars called Life's a Lesson when I was a kid, and bro, she was speaking that facts, bro. She was speaking that facts. Take this with you. Don't forget, because I forget all the time. And I feel like I sometimes step back from things that I should be stepping in front of. You should only be stepping back from things that literally are ruining you, making your life worse and not benefiting you at all. But if it's something that can help you learn and actually get you where you need to be, and you're being respected and you're being seen for who you are in a situation, the spiders don't give a fuck about me, bro. I'm a human to them. I'm going into that damn storage unit and I'm cleaning it out. Bees don't give a fuck. Bees are bees. I am me. Bees allow me to be me in their proximity. You know what I'm saying? Fear usually allows people in its proximity because it doesn't know that you're afraid of it. It's just It's just existing the same as you. You know what I'm saying? See the thing you're afraid of as a reflection of self. Shit, sometimes people think I'm a bee, but I don't sting all the damn time unless I need to. Same with spiders. They don't bite unless they need to, or they think they have to. Sometimes they just be biting because they're bored. Shit, you know, you can't always allow things to make you afraid and step back. You know, that's pussy shit. And we ain't pussies on this channel. We're the universe, bro. Y'all are the universe. The universe is nature. It's natural. Fear is natural. Eat it for fucking breakfast, shit it out in the toilet, and get on with your day. Peace, y'all. I will catch y'all in the next video. It will probably be that bee video I was telling you about. So if y'all want to see me learning about some bees, I think y'all should stick around, hit that subscribe button, and do not be shy.